For every gardener, from the hobbyist with a few balcony pots to the seasoned veteran with a sprawling backyard plot, the quest for the perfect soil is never-ending. We often find ourselves standing in the aisles of garden centers, overwhelmed by rows of colorful plastic bottles filled with synthetic fertilizers, chemical growth stimulants, and expensive mineral additives. While these products promise quick results, they often come with a hidden cost: the degradation of soil microorganisms and the potential for chemical runoff into our local ecosystems. But what if the secret to a thriving, vibrant garden wasn't found in a laboratory, but in your kitchen refrigerator? The humble egg, a staple of breakfast tables worldwide, is one of nature's most potent, self-contained delivery systems for essential plant nutrients. In this guide, we will explore why burying an egg in your garden soil and utilizing its shells in various ways can create a nutritional revolution for your plants. The idea of burying a whole, raw egg at the bottom of a planting hole might sound like an old wives' tale, but the science behind it is remarkably sound. When you place a whole egg deep in the soil, you are essentially creating a slow-release, nutrient bomb. As the egg decomposes over several weeks, it undergoes a complex biological breakdown. The proteins in the egg white and yolk provide a rich source of nitrogen, while the shell slowly leaches calcium. This process mimics the natural cycle of decomposition found in the wild, where organic matter returns to the earth to feed the next generation of life. When preparing your large pots or digging holes for new tomato or pepper plants, drop one raw egg at the very bottom before adding the seedling and covering it with soil. This is particularly revolutionary for calcium-hungry vegetables. If you have ever grown tomatoes only to find the bottoms turning black and mushy, you've experienced blossom end rot. This is caused by a calcium deficiency. The egg ensures a steady supply of calcium directly to the root zone exactly when the plant needs it most during its fruiting stage. Because the egg is buried deep, the roots grow toward the nutrient source, establishing a stronger, deeper root system that makes the plant more drought-resistant. If you aren't ready to sacrifice a whole egg, never throw away the shells. Eggshells are composed of approximately 95% calcium carbonate, but they also contain vital trace elements like nitrogen, phosphoric acid, and magnesium. Beyond nutrition, eggshells act as a physical amendment. When you mix crushed shells into your garden beds, you are improving the tilth of the soil. The sharp, irregular shapes of the shells prevent the soil from compacting too tightly, allowing oxygen to reach the roots, a process vital for cellular respiration in plants. In heavy clay soils, the presence of eggshells helps water move more freely, preventing the wet feet syndrome that leads to root rot. Gardeners often struggle with soft-bodied pests like slugs and snails. By crushing eggshells into coarse, jagged pieces and creating a ring around the base of your plants, you create a moat of sharp debris. Slugs find it incredibly uncomfortable to crawl over these sharp edges, effectively protecting your tender hostas and lettuces without the use of toxic pesticides. Not everyone wants to dig deep into their established garden beds. For those practicing no-till gardening or for those who want to provide a quick boost to existing perennials, surface application is the answer. By simply sprinkling crushed eggshells on top of the soil, you allow nature to do the work for you. As it rains or as you water your garden, the water reacts with the shells, slowly drawing out the calcium and minerals and carrying them down into the topsoil. This method also serves as a light mulch. It reflects some sunlight, keeping the soil slightly cooler during peak summer heat, and as the shells eventually disappear into the earth, they leave behind a healthier soil pH balance. It is a set-it-and-forget-it approach that yields long-term rewards for soil health. Sometimes your plants need a pick-me-up faster than a decomposing shell can provide. This is where eggshell tea comes into play. By boiling the shells, you accelerate the release of nutrients into a liquid form that is immediately bioavailable to the plant. Save your shells, rinse them to remove excess egg white, though keep the inner membrane, and let them dry. Boil 1 gallon of water and add about 2 tablespoons of finely crushed eggshells. Let the mixture sit overnight to steep. Use this mineral-rich water to irrigate your plants. Because the minerals are dissolved, the roots can absorb them instantly. You can also strain this tea and put it into a spray bottle. Spraying the leaves, known as foliar feeding, allows the nutrients to enter the plant's vascular system through the stomata, small pores on the leaves. This is the fastest way to correct a visible nutrient deficiency and results in glossier, greener foliage within days. Sustainability is at the heart of modern gardening. Instead of buying plastic seed starting trays that eventually end up in a landfill, you can use the eggshell itself as a miniature, nutrient-rich pot. Carefully crack your eggs near the top, saving the larger bottom portion. Rinse them gently. Use a needle or a small pin to poke a tiny drainage hole in the very bottom of the shell. Fill with seed starting mix and plant your seeds. The shell provides a stable, moist environment for germination. The transplant. This is the best part. When the seedling is ready to move to the garden, you don't have to pull it out and risk transplant shock. Simply squeeze the shell gently until it cracks in several places and plant the entire thing, shell and all, directly into the ground. As the plant grows, its roots will push through the cracks, and the shell will decompose right where the young plant needs it most, feeding the seedling during its most critical growth phase.